Okay, we're back. We're going to continue showing you how to get through program 3. Last time we took a look at um, creating some test cases. I want to show you what the test case file ought to look like. So as you see, here's an example. Again, I'm hiding detail from you that you need to figure out. So you need a caption that says these are test cases for program 3. List the test cases. Now, the test cases, again, try to capture what outputs the program has got to produce, what inputs are given, and what's the response. So part of this is taken from actually running the demo. So if we start the demo up, remember how we did it last time? Let's just do it again. What's the first thing that happens? We're asked for entering the cost. So part of what has to be done in the test case is there's got to be a request for inputs, and you enter the inputs. So we're going to enter these inputs: 10, 1, 2, 250. All right? And after that, what has to occur. Because I entered this, I expect to see a menu. So when these inputs are given, what you expect to see is this menu. All right? So when you write your program, you need to produce this menu. What's the next thing that happens? You're now asked to enter an order in terms of how many of each item you want. So that's the input for that. All right? And we're going to enter 111. Right? And the moment we do that, some calculations have to occur. And you need to write down what those calculations are. You got to say, if I get one of each, it comes to 1550. You need to write the formula down for this. Oh man, I'm not annotating. My bad. My bad, my bad, my bad. Need to be annotating. My bad. Oh, don't start that, don't start that, don't start that. Okay. So you need to write the formula. You had to do something to come up with 1550. You've got to write that in. Again, at this point, look at it from the standpoint of what math did you do? What math did you do? Just write all that down, okay? What math did you do? What numbers did you use? I think you probably said one of these times this plus one of these times this and so forth. That's how you did it. You probably applied the rule for coming up with the tax. You probably added two things together to get this. All right? And that's how you solved it by hand. Now, after you do that, you ask for payment. So we enter a payment, let's say $40. Okay. And after you do that, you get a customer receipt. So what's the customer receipt? It's going to say what you ordered, how much you paid, and it should tell you what the change is that you received. So you've got to again say, how did I do this calculation? How did I do that? All right? Now, why am I asking how? How really will translate into what your algorithm is. All right? Remember we said when we do arithmetic, we work with numbers. When we give variable names to our numbers, we've all of a sudden talked about algebra. And when we write a program, we typically write a program in terms of variables. And each variable represents a number, either a number that was read in as input or a number that was calculated by some equation. All right? So let's do a quick recap. If this is my test case, and if I have 3 of these, then I kind of know what my algorithm needs to be. Let's do something different here. Let me try to use a pen. Because it sounds like the algorithm that is required, I'm skipping to the algorithm, is that number one thing you got to do is read in the data for the prices. Is that correct? To do that, how many different things do I have to read? You need to break it down and be specific. I need to read this, cost of a pizza, cost of a drink, cost of a breadstick, cost of a big thing. So my first step is really to read 4 things. All right? What's the second thing that has to occur? The second thing that has to occur is this. Once you do that, you must display today's menu. How many things do you have to display? You got to display all those 4 costs that you got, right? Then of course there's a caption. Here's a caption, right? Got it? What comes after that? Well, it looks like, what is this here? This is just the order, isn't it? This is you got to take the order. Take an order. But to take an order, what's required? You need 4 things. How many of each? So to take an order really means you got to read 4 things. What comes after that? What comes after that is your calculations. Right? How many things do you calculate? You got to say, what's the price? What's the tax? Add them together. Here's how much it's due. Is that clear? What comes after that? You're going to output what's due. You're going to read in a payment. That's step 6. And then what else do you have to do? Sounds like, notice here, that we've got to at least calculate how much change someone is getting back. So it looks like after you get a payment, you know the amount. There's a 7th step here that says what? Calculate change. All right? Notice that by this time, you have all the stuff you need to generate the customer receipt. Is that clear? The last thing you're going to do, step 8, if you want to, is to say display receipt. Okay? But you got to say what's in the receipt. You got to keep track. You got to be very specific and say, I need to display this and this and this and this. So that's 4 things, which are really kind of the inputs on it. This is the order. Then you got to display 1, 2, 4, 5. Notice that some of this is a caption. This stuff up here, change of color. Color, 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 color. Color, color, color. Come on now. Color. Color. Purple. The stuff up here, it should be, customer receipt should be all on one line. And this is like a caption. This is like a caption. This is like a caption. All that has to be printed at the right time. So that under display receipt, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you need to put. All right? The last thing that's missing, I don't have it here, is what you see here. When you're all done, you write a record about what the customer order was, which is a 1-liner. You got to put that in. All right? Now let me show you one thing and I'll be done. In this case, how would we write this algorithm step? I told you in the algorithm program, you can write 2 levels of algorithm. I can say step, and I can say 1.1 1. This is a sub step. I can say 1.2. That's a sub step. You follow? So when I know I need to read the prices, I can say what are the prices I need to read. Pizza price, drink price, breadstick price, cookie price. So read prices, step 1. That's step 1. 1.1 is going to say what? 1.1 can say pizza. All you got to say is pizza. I got to read the price for a pizza. Got it. 1.2 is going to say what? I need a price for a drink, and so forth. So when you write the algorithm, I can have 2 levels of steps. All right? Are we cool? So I think this is my attempt to help you here. I really won't show you the algorithm because I need you to figure this out. The purpose of an algorithm is to give all the detail that's needed for you to write the program. Is that clear? You got to be as precise as you can. With that, we're going to stop. I guess the last thing I need to tell you is tell you later.